All right, I want to explain how I unintentionally study songs. All right, now I really enjoy music. Okay, I'm not too certain of music history. I know I have a lot of like music friends who know a lot more music history than me. Yeah, I still love music. Okay, now I want to explain how I do this and why I think you should try to follow this as well. I think it could be really, really useful for you. Okay, so all it is, very simply, I listen to albums almost non-stop on repeat. Okay, this is one very particular one. I think it was, yeah, it was, I made a video about this as well. It was Hamilton. I just listened to that on repeat, and I realized something as well. Okay, so this is why I'm making this video. Is that because I would probably listen to the album over 100 times now, maybe more. Okay, actually no, definitely more. Okay, I listened to that over 100 times. I have noticed in each one of those songs certain details that I would not have noticed on the first listening. I have noticed things like ideas that the writer had actually put into the songs, into each one of the songs, and it makes me more and more grateful for that album. Now, if it's a really great album as well, you'll be able to understand it even more, and you'll love it even more as you repeat it more and more. Okay, if you only listen to like a really good album like once or twice, you'll you're not gonna be able to appreciate it as much. You just won't. Okay, I would genuinely, if there's some artist that you really enjoy, there's a very, very good chance you're already doing this because you already enjoy them, so you like the songs, you kind of, I guess, vibe to it, so you're probably listening to it non-stop as well. And then I could probably ask you like, oh, what's your favorite song and why? Okay, and if I asked you to basically have like a presentation on why this is your favorite song, you could probably do a half an hour like presentation about this one song that you really enjoy because you notice tiny, tiny details, don't you? Tiny, tiny details of this certain song. Okay, like I like how this sound goes in the end because it sounds like I'm in an arcade and it reminds me of when I was a kid and I was like playing games with my friends and all that, right? The very, very simple stuff like that, all right? And you can embellish those kind of things and you understand more about yourself, okay? And I'm not telling you or asking you to create a presentation for your favorite song. You can try to do that if you want. I think that'd be a very cool music video, but I'm trying to tell you that by repeatedly listening to songs, okay, I've made a video about this before, but yeah, by repeatedly listening to songs, you're unintentionally studying it as well. Okay, I'm not the only one that does this. A lot of people will do this unintentionally as well. And I'm just realizing this. Okay, but you're studying that and you're seeing the details in it. Okay, and you're appreciating that. And it's very likely that because you're doing that, you'll probably unknowingly put that influence onto your own songs. It's a very good chance. Okay, you're just not gonna realize it, but you will likely do that. Okay, like I realized that when I'm trying to write songs, I'm only realizing this just now actually that like I like to come in and out, all right, like with the actual instruments, the main instrument that is leading the chords, I come in and out with it, right, with the melody. All right, I'm only noticing that now because I really liked listening to Hamilton, and then obviously there's a lot of rap and there's a lot of in and out with that as well. I'm only realizing that just now. But yeah, okay, wow. So yes, that is how I unintentionally study songs. Okay, you can likely do this for like instrumental songs as well, right? But this is just what I've noticed with lyrical songs. Now, to be able to use this to your advantage, I'm not entirely sure. I'll be completely honest. I'm not entirely sure how you could use this, apart from obviously being able to write your own songs and sounding like some other artists, right? Now, I think being able to take inspiration from other artists is good, okay? Because then you kind of like bring all these things together and it's like, what would you call it? A hot pot, I think that's what it's called, yeah. Where you're mixing all the ingredients together and they all blend for this one flavor and it's really, really nice and it's all super, super developed, okay? And then you add your own voice to it as well, okay? Being able to unintentionally I mean, you're very likely doing it, so I don't even actually have to give you any advice here. All right. All I'm trying to say is this is very likely happening to you. Okay. You're likely unintentionally studying songs, and as a result, that's affecting how you're creating songs and going about in the world, technically. All right. Because everything you consume will basically alter your actions in some small way, right? Like the butterfly effect and all that. But if you keep repeatedly listening to a song, your own thought processes will also be altered in some way, in a way that you might not notice. That in a way that you'll probably not notice unless you really think about it yourself. Okay, which is why I also preach not listening to songs that promote, I guess, as you know, as you would know, like bad behavior, right? Like you would try to want to listen to songs that are, I guess, somewhat wholesome. Okay, you would keep that kind of stuff, not just wholesome stuff, but like you would keep that kind of stuff, like, I guess, balance. You would try to want to balance it out. Okay, you wouldn't want to listen to like super dark stuff, right? Where it's all about like killing and drugs and all that, right? You wouldn't want, if you listen to that all the time, you're very likely going to steer towards that kind of person to be able to. You're likely going to be doing those kind of actions as well. Whereas if it's about like good and honest like stuff, or good and honest topics, then it's going to build you into a, I guess, a stronger character, to a more good and honest character, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you? Of course you would, right? Like that is just what makes a person. Whatever we do in a day, it just makes us, doesn't it? Like if you, yeah, I don't even have to give an explanation. That just makes sense. This video is going on for far longer than I realized. I am so sorry. I just wanted to explain that you're very likely unintentionally studying songs. That's all I want to say. Okay? You can use that information as to however you want. Okay? But hopefully this is helpful. If it was, consider subscribing. And if this is really helpful, check the description of this video because I also do one-to-one coaching. You don't have to do it though, but it's up to you. If this really helps, okay? All right, I will see you later.